All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back at it, and we're speaking now of the business of Carnival. And joining me this morning to speak about that, it is Carla Paris, who is an entertainment and sport lawyer, also the executive producer of the Business of Carnival series. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, thanks again for having me.
And thank you for being here. You know, we had a previous conversation with you about this. But first off, it's Ash Wednesday, right? So why is there still a series called The Business of Carnival going on?
That's an excellent question. And the reason for that and why we decided to place it a little bit later this year in terms of rolling out the episodes is because we want to make the point that although Carnival activities stopped yesterday, the business still continues. Had we had a normal Carnival, for example, Carrie, from Ash Wednesday to tomorrow, all of the Carnival bands would be meeting, sitting down to decide their themes for the next year.
Wow,
and this doesn't happen. Yes, it's a year-round process. You know, so we're rolling out the episodes because entrepreneurship, pivoting, all of that still needs to happen from now.
Yeah, you know, rightly said, is that the Carnival season itself has ended. It ends on Ash Wednesday. But, you know, it's a business that spans so far and wide, and there's so many sectors of it that need to be addressed from a business standpoint. That is something that takes an entire year planning. Because again, it's like the biggest show in the world.
That's right.
Right, and of course it doesn't just happen overnight. You know, now you have started the series, the Business of Carnival series, and your first episode was with Rome. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so last week we premiered it right here on TTT at 7:30, and we really honed in on the question of corporate sponsorship. Because that's what every entrepreneur in the carnival industry and entertainment industry wants to know. How do I land a brand partner in these times? So Rome and I talked about how nowadays it's no longer the question of going to a sponsor, writing a proposal, and having promo girls physically in effect.
So is it done now?
Well, now it's all about technology, virtual streaming. So you would notice if you logged on to any of the virtual events throughout the season, you would have seen people with tech billboards. You would have seen product placement at these various events. So, I mean, I'm not going to call names, but you would have noticed certain alcohol brands, food brands, and so forth very prevalent on your screens, whether you looked at it on your phone, whether you looked at it on TV. So that's a question of a contractual arrangement between you, either the artist or whoever is producing the event, and that corporate sponsor. So obligations still have to be met there. And that's going to happen year-round. The whole industry is now turned on its head. So that's why we want to continue these conversations beyond Ash Wednesday for the next 3 weeks.
So how can creatives, artists, and all those involved in it, how do they begin to change that mentality of how they approach getting sponsorship in this time we're in now?
Well, it's all about a return of investment. What is going to provide that corporate entity with that visibility and that sort of that clear understanding of a return in sales? You know, so you need to go to that corporate sponsor with data. What are the analytics like on your Instagram page? And are the followers of your Instagram page persons that are actually going to purchase? Because as we know, you could have 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers, and 1 like on your page. So it doesn't actually mean that there's engagement. So all of that is what we discussed in the episode with Rome, and even in the upcoming episode this Thursday with Sandra Hordat, where we pivoted to talk about fashion pivots and carnival costume pivots. Yes, yeah.
That's a big one, you know, because again, we're seeing carnival change and transform in so many ways. And, you know, we were speaking earlier of the hybridization of it and that aspect and the technology being involved and you know, the change of broadcasting and the way in which the content is curated. But also, you know, there's a need for the physical change, as you mentioned, with costuming and styling and things like that. So how quickly, I mean, that episode is coming up. But, you know, just give us a little tidbit on how do you see the approach to that being taken?
Well, one of the reasons why I decided to focus and feature a carnival costume designer is because people like Sandra Hordat, they have spent their entire lives. I mean, she's been in this industry for 20 years, going from carnival to all around the globe, you know, providing designs for sections. Now there are no carnivals. What does she do? She decided early last year to use the skills that she'd acquired with Tribe and Bliss and customer service and packaging and so forth, and translate that to new company, a luxury loungewear company, a sleepwear company, because everybody's at home.
Right.
There's no carnival, there's nothing for her to go and travel around the world in.
That's brilliant.
So she started a new fashion company.
Right.
So we talk about that. How do you use these skills that you would have acquired in one business into a new one? And what are the legal ramifications of that?
Of course. And there's a lot to look forward to with your series as it continues. And please just remind the viewers of how they can participate and how they can view the series.
Well, if you want to look at Rome's episode, go back to TTT's Facebook page. It's there. And the episode with Sandra Hordat focusing on the business of fashion pivots right here, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night.
Wonderful. I want to thank you so much, Carla Paris, for joining us again this morning. Continue the great work as you continue to educate the public on the business of Carnival and continue to do so year round.
Thank you very much.
All right. That brings